start with the let's start with EOTG presentation and let people more join in before we start Python.
Okay, just a second.
Yeah. Yes.
So I'll just share my screen.
Yeah. So I'll start introduction. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for making time on a Saturday evening, and we hope we'll make worth of your time. Uh, I assume a lot of your students have come from the group recently shared link of Hindu classes, and everyone is pursuing something with respect to BCom or commercial courses with respect to maybe CA, CS, or of course primarily BCom. I'll give you a very brief background of our community which we have developed. We have named it EOTG, and our purpose is to make learning a continuous part of your life, making learning very easy, and your skill upgradation as a constant. I would say a feature in your life. So every week we conduct sessions on various topics. Generally, these are free, and between those, we also do expert sessions who take separate courses, which are of course chargeable because they are different run entire courses. So today, we'll be taking a session of Python, which I'll run you through. But first, we'll give you a very brief background of what EOTG is. Just if anyone can, write in the chat if I am audible. So just a thumbs up will also do. Yeah, guys, am I audible?
Yes, you are
Yeah,
audible.
I think I got a thumbs up. Cool.
Okay.
So basically, AOTG community is an initiative which we have started off. I and Rahul are the founders basically, and we have a lot of I would say a lot of people's help, a lot of experts help with which we have reached this platform, and which now after today we are about 700 to 800 members plus strong on WhatsApp, and we are almost on all social media. Our aim is to build a very strong reputation with the help of qualified team of professionals, which is not restricted to chartered accountants or company secretaries or doctors. It has to include everyone. And we also provide a platform to write blogs, write articles. This platform also provides you to come and speak with us on different topics. So before I start this session, and every time I miss to say this, if any one of you is interested in speaking something or is an expert on any topic, or if you think that you can add value, please send us or write to us in person, and we will try to align a session for you. Yeah, Rahul, go on. So these are the sessions already covered so far on various topics. Tomorrow we have a superb stock market trading session by CA Pankaj, who is already running his own firm called Market Warriors, and he's gonna take a technical analysis session. If you like it, you can go with the course. Rahul has done that course. I have done that course. It has been very helpful in terms of understanding markets. And any one of you who is interested in knowing some more about market, I recommend you do attend the session. SAP we have taken session. Python we are taking now. We run patches for Python, AWS, VBA, public speaking. So this is what we have done so far, and we plan to keep on expanding. Yeah, this is something about us. We both have founded this community about 3 months back, and some credentials about us. We both are chartered accountants. I had the privilege to work with Rahul also for a couple of years, and we have been to academics since the beginning. Rahul is a certified SAP trainer as well as certified Python trainer. So he is the guy you go for technical expertise on Python and Excel. So this is our team. We have not named people, but yeah, we our team comprised of chartered accountants, company secretaries, IT guys, stock traders, physical trainers, counselors, lawyers, doctors, and we intend to keep growing with different sector, different field, and we are not restricted or bound by any specific field. Yeah, this is our social media presence. We would love to have you on all the platforms wherever you are willing to join or you want to join. Rahul, at the end of the session, will also share a registration link for the courses we take. You may please join and write wherever you are interested. And we are already conducting some demo sessions for people who are registered with us. So you can come to know what we do and then decide for yourself if you want to go ahead. Either ways, if you are not interested in taking any course, do join our community. We take weekend free lectures on various topics, which you may want to attend, you may not want to attend, but it will be definitely helpful in the longer run. Of course, it is up to person if they want to join, but we are covering a lot of topics, so it will be fun. Yeah, Rahul, we can just so these are our partners which we run for public speaking, our stock trading partner, SAP partners, our AWS partners, and we are still working on adding different partners for different fields. So this is a brief introduction about us. With this, I'm going to only take one more of a minute, and then Rahul will start with Python. So basically, when I was pursuing BCom or company secretary or chartered accountancy, the idea was uh, the idea was we never understood that world will be so tech savvy, and now it is no more optional that we equip ourselves with the fact that we'll have to do Python or SAP or a lot of other alignment. With this idea, there is a tremendous job opportunities in the IT sector. I personally have seen a lot of opportunities coming Python on the way, which is the second programming language for Google as well. Rahul will run you through its basics. So with this brief introduction and with the hope that you will learn more and it will provide a tremendous opportunity, I hand over this to Rahul to take it forward.
Thank you very much, Jalas sir, for such a nice intro. And good evening, all. This is Rahul Lekhwani. I am a chartered accountant by profession, as Jalas sir mentioned. And today we are going to discuss about a programming language. Now, many of you might be, from a commerce background. We ourselves are also from the commerce background. So programming was as new to us as it is for you. So don't get scared about writing the codes or making a programs. It is not that scary. But at the same time, if you know it and if you can master it, then there are a lot of avenues that gets opened, and maybe in the coming in the days to come, you might, even if you don't want it, you might have to get indulged into IT. So the idea is why we have actually entered and why we have actually created this community. The reason is the kind of IT boom that is happening and the kind of job losses that are happening in terms, especially in the field of accounting. So earlier, if you remember, if you ask your parents, they'll tell you how books used to get maintained maybe 20 years back. So everything was manually done. A person used to sit, write the entries. Then there was a new era that came where Tally and Excel and other stuff had come, and now these stuff also had been quite old fashioned. Now we have softwares to handle the day-to-day transactions. So when we talk about BCom graduates, or when we talk about chartered accountants also, those who are into finance field and especially into accounting field, there would not be much jobs that might be staying with the same profile. So if you see, during the pandemic also, I have seen a lot of people who have been into industry for more than 20 years lost their job because they were not tech savvy, right? So I think that accepting and adapting to IT is not actually an option, but it is actually a prerequisite these days. So what we are focused about,
काम खराब हो जाएगा 15
I'll
तो
I'll
2000
I'll suggest those who are not speaking, please mute yourself.
सारे ट्रांजैक्शन में फील्ड में एक तो है बहुत हाई
Yeah. So if you have any doubts, you can use the chat box, and we'll take a break and we'll take your doubts. There is no issue. Okay, I'll give you the opportunity to speak also, but because we are 14 in numbers, so I cannot have open platform right now. But yeah, obviously when I'll be taking a break, we'll be taking your doubts also. So as I was saying that I have seen a lot of people losing their job because they were not they were not uh, ready to accept the change which has come in the form of IT, right? So softwares like SAP, softwares like Excel, Advanced Excel, VBA, Visual Basic, then Power BI, all these things were quite new for them, right? And we at our end did not get that opportunity to get tech savvy in our in our code duration also, right? So as far as I know, at BCom level also, you don't have that much technical IT knowledge which is required and which will be required 5 years down the line. So so the idea is to have a learning of all these new things that are happening. And trust me on this, if you know something about programming, so there used to be a lot of programming languages like C, C++, Java, right? So these programming languages used to take like years of practice and then you can actually learn it. But Python is the only language, and trust me on this, Python is the only language which is the simplest language ever. So that is the reason why big companies like Google, Facebook, YouTube, they are actually migrating themselves from the old fashioned programming to a new programming called Python, right? So why we are so excited about Python is that we think that maybe 10 years down the line or 15 years down the line, IT is going to rule for sure. And in the one work from home environment also, IT is going to play a major role in each and every one's life. Right now, even children of very small age have started taking their classes through online mode. So in this scenario, it is very important to actually know the IT so that you can use it for your benefit and for your uplift in terms of skills, right? So when we talk about Python, what are the career opportunities that we see, right? So obviously there are career opportunities, and that is why you and I are spending some time discussing about the same. And trust me on this, if a person, and I mean it, if a person after 12th goes and does Python, right, as a language, and he doesn't attain any kind of degree except for knowing Python, he can easily get a job. And trust me on this, he can easily get a job of 40 to 50,000 per month, and that is my word. And that is the kind of exposure that Python gives, and it is not that difficult to learn. That is the best thing about Python. And if a person from finance, or if a person like me, who is a chartered accountant, who doesn't have any background in terms of programming, can learn it, then everybody can learn it, right? So what is Python? So we have been talking about Python a lot, but actually we don't know what is Python, right? So Python is a general purpose programming language that is often applied in scripting goals. So I'll just break the definition a bit. So Python is a programming language as C, C++, Java, every language, So why these languages are used? These languages are used to actually run a program, right? Just like right now, we are using Zoom. So Zoom is a program, right? It has been made on some programming language. Okay, it can be C, C++, Java, or any programming language. But this process, this whole thing has been made on a programming language, right? So that is why these programming languages are used, right? But what is the benefit of Python, right? How it is different from C, C++, Java, that we are going to see in the coming period of time, right? So just be with me right now. Just try to understand that Python is a programming language, just like any other language, but it has some added features which we are going to discuss further. So Python is a programming language as well as scripting language. Okay. So this word scripting. So I'll tell you what is the difference between the basic programming languages, that C, C++, Java, and Python. What is the difference? So when we talk about programming, so it is always gold in, gold out, or garbage in, garbage out, right? So if a programmer is there who has written a code, okay, and he has written a wrong code, then obviously the output will also come as a wrong thing, okay? But in Python, the scenario is totally different. What output you want, okay, what output you want, on the basis of that, it is going to accept the input. I am repeating myself. On the basis of your output, on the basis of your output, only your input will be allowed. And how it is going to happen? It is going to happen on the basis of AI, that is artificial intelligence, right? So you might have heard the name called artificial intelligence also. We are going to have a detailed discussion onto that. But right now, what I can say is that, suppose, okay, Just like most of us, you might have used GPS. Okay, what is GPS? So GPS tells me from, if I am sitting at my home, if I want to go to some place, okay, so I'll just put the name of the place, and it gives me a way through which I can go, and it gives me the best way also, which might be traffic free also. So how is it happening? How a computer can actually suggest me something based on some live data? So this is what we call artificial intelligence. So in GPS, if it tells you that you should not go by this way, you should go by that way, because that way is a bit congestion free. So how it is happening? It is because of artificial intelligence, right? So artificial intelligence is the intelligence that is there with a system or a program, right? So Python can be called as a scripting language because it never accepts something that is not right, that is wrong. Okay, so even if you make mistake while making the code, then there is a filter, as we say filter. So there is a filter that is there. So the filter will check whether your code is appropriate or not. If it is not appropriate, that it is not going to it is not going to run the code itself, right? Then if it is not going to run the code, then you will not get any output. You are not going to get any wrong output, right? So that is why we call it as a scripting language, because it has artificial intelligence embedded into it, right? The next thing is that Python is also called interpreted language. So why it is interpreted? The dictionary meaning of the word interpret is to understand. So what Python does is that it accepts the code, understands the code, right? So what I'm saying is, it actually accepts the code, it allows you to enter it, and then accepts the code and try to analyze it. And that is where the artificial intelligence comes. So what is artificial intelligence? Where a system which is a non-living thing actually applies some kind of a, what it applies, it applies some kind of logics. On the basis of that, it actually helps us to know what is the right code, right? So that is why it is called an interpreted language. Okay, so now I think that we can take a break and allow you to ask the questions for 5 minutes, and then we can move forward. You can just use the chat box to you know to tell me what are your doubts, and we'll try to resolve it. Any doubts? Please guys, bit fast, because we have a lot of things to cover. So I don't want that whatever we have planned to cover, we should at least cover that. So far, any doubt? Anybody, since I know that this is a very new concept for you guys, but trust me on this, you need to. Yes, definitely. So CFA CA students, see, at the end of it, what you need to do, see, at the end of it, you need to analyze the data. Okay, so analyze the data or record the data, right? There are two things which anybody who, whether it is a chartered accountant, whether it is a BCom graduate, whether it is a CA student or CFA student, right? So what we need to do is that we need to actually first record the transaction properly and then analyze it. For analyzing purpose, we need to use programming languages like Python to make our task quite easy, right? Clear? Any doubt? Guys, any doubt? Please feel free to ask anything. The session has been conducted for you guys, and I don't want it to run it single-handedly. So please ask if there are any queries. We are happy to assist you on this, but you should not be with the notion that this is something that is not my cup of tea, right? So if you have any kind of question you want to ask, you are free to ask. Parita, are you clear with the answer? see in HR field also, right now, see right now in HR field, you might be doing the regular routine work, but in the days to come, there would be a lot of data crunching that needs to be done, okay, at HR level also, right? So you know that because of pandemic, you need to actually retain the resources which are good, and you need to let the other people go. So there are a lot of matrices that works in, there is a lot of the data that works in, and I trust me on this. HR at HR level also, you need to deal with a lot of data when it comes to statutory compliances, when it comes to employee data, when it comes to employee database. So you need to have certain IT skills, and you need to have knowledge about programming language, which might be, see now again in HR also the same thing is going to happen, just like just like what happens in finance. So all these works that we used to do manually, now it is going to get done by the systems, right? So obviously when the system is going to do it, you will be having a lot of data to analyze. So in those cases, you need to know how a particular system works. And see, don't see Python as something that might only be designated to a particular field. It can itself be a field. As I told you that if a person who has just passed his 12th, and he doesn't want to go into any formalized sector, okay, or formalized education system, he can just learn Python and get a very good job, right? So maybe as an HR, you might not receive a salary package of somewhere 25 to 30,000 per month initially. You might not receive that also. But when we talk about Python, and having some knowledge about Python, you can have a very good scope, and you can actually have a kickstart. So anything related to technology, anything related to a programming language called Python, which is there in your resume, it is going to help you a lot. Trust me on this. And we today actually want people who are tech savvy. Okay, it is not all now. It is not the case that if suppose I am a chartered accountant, I should know the accounting, I should know the taxation. That's it. No, I need to know how a system works, and maybe in the days to come, we might also have to work more on system than on our routine laborious jobs, right? Clear, Jaydeep? Any other question? Guys, I'm very happy that you are actually asking questions and you are interested into the subject. I hope that, see, we have like 28 students right now. So I'll be glad if more questions come. Anyways, we'll just with since we have the interest of time of others also, so we'll just move a bit forward. So more about Python. Python, as I told you, that it is a programming language, and it's simple and easy to learn. So don't actually consider it as something very technical, right? So Python cuts development type down, and middle with it is to pursue syntax and easy compilation. See, what happens is that, suppose if I tell you a see, in C plus the Java, what happens is that, what is the demerit in those languages is that those languages are very lengthy. So if you want to perform a particular task, okay, so you need to write a code of 10-15 statements, and then that task is getting performed. But when we talk about Python, you can write that code of 1 or 2 line, that's it. 1 or 2 line code, that is it, and you can actually get the desired result. It is just like, suppose if I tell you that I need a glass of water, okay, so the first way is to just the other person will go into the kitchen, get some water and give it to me. This is a direct way of doing it, which Python does. But when we talk about any other language, in that language, the person will be first told that you should get up and then move towards your right, and then follow steps, 10 steps, and then move towards your left, and then go into the kitchen, then pour the water in the glass, and then come back with the same process of right and left, and then give it to the person who is sitting there. So see, there is a difference between the ultimate goal is to get the water, right? So the ultimate goal needs to be fulfilled. And why so many companies are using suddenly have started using Python? Because it actually saves a lot of time. In Python, there are many libraries, there are many database that is already prepared. All you need to do is that you need to just know it, that this thing can be possible, and drag it from the library and you can use it, just like uh, uh, just like we use dictionary. So how do we use dictionary? So if I want to know the meaning of a particular word, okay, if I know the meaning of the particular word, what I'll do is that first I'll just search it by first letter and just go on to the word, and then I'll see the meaning of it. I never while using the dictionary, I never I am not the one who has actually created the meaning of that word, right? I am just using dictionary to get the data that I want the meaning of a particular word. That doesn't mean that the word meaning has to be created by me. You got my point? Dictionary is not created by me, dictionary is created by somebody else. Okay, dictionary has been created by somebody else, I am just using it for my benefit. So that is how Python works. So Python already has a lot of things that are already being done. All we need to do is that we need to use it for our benefit. Okay, we need to use it for our work, right? And there are fantastic career opportunities in Python. Okay, so web development, game development, big data is what we are focused on. Big data is what? Data which is very comprehensive. Just like data of COVID cases all across the world is something that is a big data. Okay, and that kind of data will be will come in front of us many a times in our professional life. Okay, and now data is going to be the king. Now data, if you know how to actually analyze the data, then only you will be a person who can be hired, right? Otherwise it would be very difficult to have a survival in in such a dynamic technology environment, right? Testing and smart devices and other things also we prepare on programming languages. Okay, AI, as I told you, see, AI and data science. See, we are more concerned towards big data, AI and data science. Web testing, smart devices, these can be done by people who are already having some mastery or having some technical background in terms of Python. But we are more focused on this area, big data and AI, data science. So for this you need to know how to use Python for your benefit, right? And it, trust me on this, it saves time like anything. So data, see, again software engineer and other things, these are very, what we can say, very specific categories for engineers and other course holders. But data analytics and data science, data analyst, working as a data analyst and data scientist is something that we need to focus on. And trust me on this, there are a lot of opportunities. You can yourself Google it. You see how how these kind of profiles are getting paid these days. And it is going to go further. It is going to go into the next level now. Okay, so right now what you are seeing is just a tip of an iceberg. You are going to have a lot of new opportunities that are going to come for in the field of Python. The reason behind the difference in pay is predominantly because of lesser accessibility of Python or Ruby developers. So right now, see, right now, if you see in the market, not many people are there in Python. But in the days to come, there might be a lot of people who might be interested in the subject, and they might also, explore it. But here we have a chance to, because we have come across something today, so we can have a almost sufficient amount of time to master a program which can which comes after generations. So Python is something that is called a program which has come after a long period of time. and which has a revolutionary effect on the on the way we run our business, right? So see, it is quite impressive that 41 large associations in the world have received Python as their essential programming language in exceptionally little range of time. So this is what we were talking about. So if you go after the class, you yourself go and Google it and try to understand why Python is so popular. Okay, so you will get to know that the common websites that we use, just like Facebook, YouTube, Quora, SlideShare, okay, and and other Reddit, Pinterest, all these famous websites have actually adopted Python as their primary language. And not to mention that the Google has been one of the first organizations who have actually started adopting Python and seen a lot of scope into it, and they are hiring like crazy when it comes to Python developers. So far, any doubt? I'll just break a bit. We can share the presentation, no issues. So Om, the only request is we can get the presentation and everything. The only thing is that you need to understand the essence of it. Data and all, everything is available, and we can also give you. There is no issue. Okay, there is no issue at all. Okay, but I'll suggest you to have your more focus on learning how things are happening in Python, right? So see, a lot of things are available on YouTube on and other medias, but we never pay any heed to it. But here we are actually insisting you to come and learn something that is a unique feature, that can be a unique feature on your resume, right? Any other doubts, please guys, any other doubts? Otherwise we'll go forward, because we have a lot of things to cover, and I want to show you how Python works also in practical scenarios as well, so that you can have a complete flavor of how simple it is. Okay, any doubts, please guys? Yes, no, anything you want to say? If there are no doubts, then we can move forward. I need some, at least some participation from you guys, so that I can also move forward. Any doubt, guys? Guys, any doubts? Okay, great. So what we need to offer, what we have to offer actually. So as a Python, I am myself a Python certified trainer. So I am the one who is actually teaching students, and right now we are already running 2 batches, and that too you won't believe that a person who is sitting in India just like me, who is taking classes for Python for people who are there in Canada and US. Okay, so I have 2 batches. I have 5 students in each batch. One batch is of students who are from Canada, and the other batch is for US. So right now what I am trying to tell you is that right now in India, not many people are aware of the benefits of Python, but that actually, that makes your and my life easy, because we have known something which not many people know right now. Okay, so that is the reason why we are emphasizing on people learning, people to learn Python, and make it a part of their overall profile, so that they can have an edge over other people, right? And as I said, that still foreigners are also learning Python. So right now it is a good time to enter into a language like this. Okay, so I myself run the weekly classes, and we are planning to have the same kind of a batch for other students as well. Indians, we have not received much requests for the for the course, and that is how made us, that is how we thought of giving a introduction session to all the students, so that they can understand the value of Python. Okay. Just a second, guys. Right. So what is Python? We are going to tell you what is Python. Difference between programming and scripting language, of course, that is also covered. Scope of Python, what areas you can actually excel in Python. What can I do with Python? Of course, you know how you can excel in your present field, or you can actually see right now, there are people who have actually changed their whole profile, and now they are into Python programming. So it is more about your interest. So if you have interest in IT, just like I had interest in IT, and that is how I first did the course by myself, and now I am teaching it. So that depends on how, how how enthusiastic you are for a particular language, right? Installing Python, how to install Python, a sample code, how to run a sample code, Python code execution, how a particular code is executed, running Python, how to run the Python, then Python basics. See, in Python, basics are the king. If you know the basics of it, you can write any program. And trust me on this, my students who who are there for two months with me now, they can actually write a program by themselves, and we give them a project, and on the basis of the project they write the codes by themselves, and they make their own programs. So at the end of the at the end of the course, you will be able to actually run your own programs. Okay. Then Python advanced, we cover, that is data dictionary, numpy, and other loops, right? So this is what we offer in our overall course. Okay. And this is the course content which we are going to send you. You can just go through it once. Okay. That is for your understanding. Now we'll just move on to the main thing, that is how to work on Python, and what is the real meaning of Python, and why we are doing it. Yeah. So as I said, this is a general purpose programming language, right? Now the difference between programming and scripting language. Okay. So now we are going to see how it is different, how Python is different from other languages like C, C++, Java, right? Why it is different from other languages. So what is a program? First, we are going to see what is a program. A program is executed, okay, executed. That is, the source is first compiled and the result of that compilation is expected. Of course, as I told you that first a code is prepared and then it is run, and on the basis of the code, just mark my words, on the basis of the code, if you have written a right code, you will get a right output. If you have written a wrong code, you are going to get a wrong output. Okay. In a basic program, that is C, C++, Java, till the time Python came into existence, everybody means everybody in the world was using all these redundant or so-called redundant programming languages. But now after Python, everybody has started adopting this language. A program in general is a sequence of instruction written so that a computer can perform certain tasks. It is just like instructions, just like we give some certain instruction to a particular person. If the instructions are wrong, then he'll go at a wrong place. If the instructions are right, he'll actually reach at the right place. Just like showing a way to a person, right? Showing, just like if somebody asks you where is a particular address, then if you tell him the right address, he'll reach on the right place. If you are going to tell him the wrong address, then he is going to be at a wrong place. Okay, that is how a particular program works. But what is scripting? Okay, what is scripting? How it is different from a normal program? This is what we are going to see. So before that, so far, any doubt in what I have mentioned in scripting? Any doubt? Any doubt to anyone about, sorry, programming? Whatever I have shared about program, any doubt? Any doubt to anybody? Please, guys, yes, no, anything, so that we can move on quickly. So see, right now we are discussing about Python. Okay, Tableau is also a very famous tool which is quite prevalent, but right now we want to make more focus on Python because it is directly related to our work, right? Anything else? Yeah, coding, how coding works, we are going to see. We are going to see in today's session itself how the coding works and I'll tell you how easy it is. Trust me on this. I'll just show you in today's session only. Anything else? Clear, Parita? We are going to do it today. See, very nice question raised by somebody. I think Ishan, right? See, what we think is artificial intelligence, data science, Python, Visual Basic, Visual Basic, that is VBA, and Power BI. All these things are different. No, it is not. They all are interrelated. They all are connected, and they all are related to data. And in finance also, and in accounting also, what we deal with is data, right? So everything is interrelated. Don't see anything in isolation, right? Everything is interrelated, whether it is data science. If you go on Google and search it, okay, you will find that everything is interrelated. It is just the names. So data science, artificial intelligence, Python, Power BI, Visual Basic, okay, or any other language. These are the new forms of languages. These are the new forms of data analysis, data dictionary, okay, big data. All these things are interrelated with each other, okay, and they cannot be learned in isolation, right? This data science can be said as a overall subject which covers everything. Data science and data analysis is a overall umbrella under which every kind of language comes in, right? So all these things are quite that's why we are focusing upon starting with the basics of it. See, I'll tell you how it goes. First, for a finance person, especially for a finance person, okay, first step is to know softwares like Tally. First step is to know softwares like Tally in terms of IT. Then going for advanced softwares. Then of course, parallelly, you should know how to run Excel, because once the report will come, then you will need to analyze the report on the basis of your Excel knowledge. Then the next step, once you are done with Excel, or once you think that the Excel is something that has its own limitations, okay, so once you see that Excel has its own limitation, then we go on to the next step, that is Visual Basic. So I am going to show you some glimpse of Visual Basic also, which is the next step to Excel, MS Excel, okay. That is basic Excel, then advanced Excel, then VBA, that is the Visual Basic. And once a particular person has learned Visual Basic also, then from that step he has to go to a language that is called Python, okay. And from Python onwards, you open the gates for everything, that is for Power BI, for data science, data analytics, right? This is how the sequence will go. See, list and tuples, we are going to see it in detail when you are going to when we are going on to the practicals. We are going to see what is the difference between list and tuples, okay. Everything is there and everything is covered in the whole course, okay. So don't worry about it right now. Yes, all the sessions that we take are recorded also, okay. Right now this session is also getting recorded, and we have paid subscription of Zoom. So these sessions also do not break after 40 minutes. So we have continuous sessions for hours, okay. So everything is recorded and everything will be shared for the students who are going to get enrolled for the course, right? So this can be used by you for future reference also, because we have our own database that is in Dropbox. So we have a paid feature of Dropbox, and once the recording is just like this recording will be auto recorded in Dropbox, and that Dropbox link we are going to share with you so that you can actually see the videos. Okay. Any other doubt? So fees and other things we are going to share with you at the end of the at the end of the session today. Okay, right? Okay, so let's move on. Now, what is scripting? Okay, so scripting, as I said, it is a script is interpreted. That means it is understanding the code. As I told you that by script, what we mean is that a particular code is written and then it is understood by the system, and if it is valid, then only that code will be run in the system, right? And that is the main feature of Python. A scripting language is nothing but a type of programming language in which we can write a code to control another software application, right? So right now, the difference between programming and no, the difference between other languages and Python is only the word called scripting. So by scripting, what happens is that whatever the code that a coder is running, he has to make sure that the code that he is going to run, it should be on the basis of the output that he wants. Okay. So Python is not code basis. Python is not based on code. It is not code centric program. It is a output centric program. So output is the king. So in Python, it actually, the system actually understands the output that you want, and on the basis of that, it allows you to enter the code. But in other programming languages, what happens is that the output is, as I told you, that output is on the basis of your input. If you put a wrong input, then the output also will be wrong. But in Python, it is more of a output specific. So once the output will be defined in the system, it is going to accept that code only which is actually fulfilling the criteria of my code, right? So that is the main difference which is there, and that is why a lot of companies today are using Python as their primary language. Okay. Any doubt in script? What is script? Because it is the essence of. Yes, yes, that is what we are talking about. So here I'll tell you, I'll show you, if I'll show you a right code and I'll show you a wrong code also. And in wrong code, it is going to be an error. So as as somebody asked, I think who was there, Ishan. Yeah. So Ishan, the output will never come if your code is wrong. If your code is wrong, the output will never come. It will show you the error, right? So that is the main feature. That is the filter that we are talking about. That is the artificial intelligence that we are talking about. Any other doubt? Any other doubt? Anybody? This is very important to understand in order to know the essence of programming. Okay. Any other doubt? Okay. So we'll move on. So what can you do with Python? System programming, of course, graphical user interfacing programming, internet scripting, that is whatever the websites that you see, those are also based on some certain programs. Okay. Database programming, that is very important. Component integration and gaming and other robotics also you can use Python. See, as I told you that why do people use Python? Python is object oriented. Okay, it is not subject oriented, it is not code oriented, it is output oriented. That is why we say that what is the object, what is the ultimate result that you are actually wanting to have, and on the basis of the output only you are going to accept the code which is fair for the output that you want. It is free, open source. See, the best thing about Python is that it is portable. I hope everybody knows what is portable. Okay, so portable is something that can be moved. Okay, so suppose if you are using C++, Java, so in those cases you need to have some paid software installed into your system, and that is how you can run a particular program. But that is not the case in Python. In Python, I'll show you how to run Python by using your Google Chrome. I am repeating myself, how to use Python by just using your Google Chrome. So you can be anywhere in the world. You can have any system. It is not necessary that you should have the system in which all the things are installed. No, it is the most user friendly language because of the fact that you are there in any part of the world. You can do your programming. Just all you need is a web browser, that is a Google Chrome or any other web browser, and internet connection. That's it. That is how the programming works in Python, and that is why it is so charming to use Python, and many companies are actually shifting to it because of the fact that it is and see why we want to learn it today, because maybe in the days to come it can also be a paid kind of a source. Okay, you never know it. So before it gets a paid source, you should actually have a grip over this language, so that when it becomes a paid source, then your value as a professional goes up, right? So, and since it is a free source, you can write your code without paying any penny to anybody, right? I did not get your question, Supriya. Can you come again, please? Hello, Supriya, can you hear me? Please come again. I could not understand your question. What you want to ask? So it's powerful. Of course, of course, it is very powerful because it has a lot of programs already prepared into it, just like libraries. Okay, just like suppose in a physical library, you might have seen all the physical libraries. Okay, in physical libraries, what happens is that suppose I want to understand a particular topic, about a particular topic. So what I'll do is that I'll just search for a particular expert into it. I'll just take the book of that expert and get the details from that book. Okay, so I'll just go to a librarian. I'll just ask him, I'll give him the name of the expert, and the librarian will tell me which book is suitable for my purpose. Okay, and I'll just go on to that rack and take that book out and get the content that I want. But that doesn't mean that the book from which I have taken some content is prepared by me. That book is not prepared by me. That book has been prepared by some expert. All I am doing is that I am just going into a library, asking for the data from that expert, and once the data comes to me, I use it for my benefit. This is how the whole Python works. If you want, I can repeat this example again. This is how the whole Python works. It is just like a library. So many things. Why I say this, that in other programs, C++, Java, we have to write 15 statement of code, and in Python we only need to write only 2-3 statements. Why? Because we already have a lot of programs that are already written. All you need to do is you need to just find a way to use that program for your advantage. So it is not necessary that you need to actually be expert in programming to learn Python. This is what I'm trying to tell you. suppose in the library example also, I don't expect myself to be an expert to write a book first and then take the content out of it. No, I am not the person who is going to write the book. I will be the person who is going to take out the data from the library, from the book that is there in the library, and I'll just take the data and I'll use that data for my advantage. That's it. So that is how the whole process of Python works. It is portable. As I told you that it is portable. Why it is portable? Because it can be used from any part of the world at any point of time. You can use it on your phone also. You might not see any programming language, and trust me on this, mark my words, you might not see any programming language which you can use on your phone. Never. Python is the only programming language that you can use on your phone also. Okay, so we are going to start the practicals of it now. Before that, I'll just take 2-3 minutes for any doubts, any specific doubts. Supriya, you wanted to say something? Just ask it. I'll just unmute you just a second. Yeah, you can unmute yourself and ask a doubt, please. Supriya, hello. Anybody else wants to ask any doubt? We are just going on to our practicals now. So before that, I want, if there are any doubts, please be free to ask it. And if there are no doubts, then we can go ahead with the practicals, because I want to dedicate half an hour for practicals so that you can know how easy it is to run a code in Python. Okay. Any doubts? Yes, no, anything? Yes. So it is not, see, in on not on browser. It is not that you are going to write a code on Google search and it is going to help you. No. All I'm saying is that we are going to use Chrome and we are going to use certain platforms. Okay. Just like it is, if you want to go to your Facebook, you don't just go on to Google and search for Facebook and your Facebook page gets opened. It is not the case. So first you need to search for the Facebook page, and then the Facebook page will come, and then you click on the Facebook page, and then you can enter into your then you can enter your number, password, and then you enter into Facebook account. Same thing happens with various platforms of Jupyter, and one of the various platform of Python, and one of the platform of Python is Jupyter. So we are going to actually see how to run a code in a platform called Jupyter. Okay, so we are going to run our codes on Jupyter, so don't worry about that. Till now, whatever the background that I have given for Python, if it is clear, then it would be very easy for you to understand the code and apply it on a regular basis. Okay, so basics, it is very important to understand the basics so that you can actually understand the code. Okay, any other doubt? Just a second, guys, I'll come back. Meanwhile, you can write your doubts on chat. Hello. Any doubts? Shall we start? Shall we go ahead with the practicals now? All good? Yes, no, any doubt? Okay. So see, this is my Google page. I hope everybody can see my screen. Please put yes or no, something like that. Okay, great. So I'll just write Jupyter, jupyter.org. This is the platform that we are going to use for running our codes in Python. So once you enter it, jupyter.org, this is an open source, this is free. Even you need not log in. You need not log in onto it. I'll just show you. Okay. So this is the kind of page that will come. Okay. Now you just go down. See, there are two options. One is to install Jupyter Lab. That will install that into my system, but I don't want to install it. I want to run it on my web browser itself. So what I'll say is that try it in your web browser. So just click on that. So see, these are the various options that are available. So which kind of lab that you want to use? So I'll just go for try classic notebook. So this binder will run for some time. And this is a page that will come. Right now, I need to go into file, new notebook, Python 3. So this is the main page on which we are going to write the codes, right? So this is the page that we are going to use for our coding. So before doing anything, we need to have numbers here so that I can write multiple line item code in a particular cell. So I'll just go into view, toggle line numbers. Okay. So see, number 1 has come now. Now whatever I write, see 2, 3, 4, 5, the multiple line items will come. Okay. Supposing here I'll just write a simple code. Okay. I want to print my name. So I'll just put print brackets my name. Okay. I'll just write this. Okay. And to run a program, I need to just put run. See, it has given me an error. Why it has given me an error? Because I have not put inverted commas here. See, this is what I was trying to tell you. If you want a particular output, on the basis of that output, you need to write the code. So I'll just correct my code and run it. See, can you see my name getting reflected? So this is how you need to actually be very careful about what you see. First thing is that you need to define what you want, and then you need to write the code appropriate. If I do any mistake in the code just like this, see, error will come. It is not giving me wrong output. Why it is not giving me a wrong output? Because there is an artificial intelligence which is telling me that there is some error in my code. Okay, so I'll just put back like this, and I can write my name like this. Understood? Got the point? How how it works? Any doubt? Any doubt so far? I just wanted to show you how how this AI works, how this artificial intelligence works, right? Any doubt? Yes, no? Great. Suppose I want to print 1 2 3 4. Okay, I'll just write 1 comma 2 comma 3 comma 4. Okay, like this I want to print. Let's see, it is printing, right? So these are the ways through which you can write your codes. Okay, so just for example, okay, before going to math comparators, see one more thing. See, there are two things. One is string. Now, I want your 200% attention. There are two things in any kind of software or in any kind of program. There are two things that are very important. One is string. String means text. This is my string. Text. So whenever there is a text, whenever there is a string, okay, in that case, I need to put inverted commas and write my string. This is a specific example of my string. This is a string type. Okay, this is what? This is string type. String means nothing but text. Okay, and the other is integer. Integer is nothing but numbers. 1 2 3 4 5. These are my integer. So just just to tell you, these are the two important things between which the whole programming evolves. Either a particular thing, if you use Excel also, either you write text into it or write integers into it. There's nothing there is no third thing that you do in any program, whether it is Tally, whether it is SAP. Either it is text or it is integers, that is numbers. So in Python programming, when you are using numbers, you need to use this kind of bracket. Okay, and when you are using string, then you need to use inverted commas, right? So this is very important to understand, because if you break this rule, then system will not understand what you are saying. Supposing if I write 1 2 3 4 as a between inverted commas, then it will consider it as a text and not as a value, right? So if I want something to be of value, just like for calculation purpose, so for calculation purpose I cannot use text. Plus Rahul Lekhmani plus Rahul Lekhmani, we cannot do that because this is a text. In text case we cannot have any calculations, but in integers, but in numbers we need to do the calculations. Okay, so in those cases I need to give indication to the system that this is my integer, this is my numbers, and this can be used only for my calculation, and this is my text, which should always be displayed only. Okay, so this is very important. Suppose if I want an array to be printed, so print bracket, then square bracket 1 2 3 4 5, right? If I want an array to be printed, so it will print like this, right? So this is something that you need to be very clear about. Okay, suppose if I just don't use this brackets, okay, so it will not allow me to accept it. So it is always required to use these kind of square brackets when you are using your integers. Okay, any doubt between integer and string? Because these are very important concepts. Until and unless you learn it, you would not be able to apply it in your programs. Any doubt between string and your integers? Any doubt? Okay, Any more answers? Any doubts? Okay, great. Let's see some more options. Okay. Now we will see math operators. Okay. How to actually do mathematical calculations in programming. Okay. So just like print 2 multiply by 3. See. Am I getting 6 as an answer? Right. So if I just put inverted commas here, see, can you see the difference? It is not taking it as a value, it is taking it as a text because I have put inverted commas. Can you see the difference between the two kind of options? Yes, no? So when you are using inverted commas, then it is taking it as a text and it is printing as it is, but I don't want to get it printed as it is. I want to do the calculations, so it will show me the output. If I just put it as an inverted comma item, then it is going to show me as it is. So what it has done is that it has converted my integer into text by putting inverted commas. And you know the crux of it is that an integer, and you can write it down somewhere also, an integer can be converted into a string. Just like here, an integer, these are integers, I have converted it into string by putting inverted comma. But you cannot do other way down. You cannot convert text into integer. You can convert integer into text, but you cannot convert text into integer. Got it? So you need to understand that, and you need to apply these basic things. Okay. Suppose if I just write some more formulas, supposing I just put what we can say 57 plus 36. Okay. And I need to put this kind of brackets to get my output. Got my output? And if you don't want the brackets, you can just remove the brackets, do it, and you will get the answer. So these are the mathematical calculations that can be done in Python. Okay. So just like just like multiplication and addition, we can do subtraction also. Suppose I'll just write a big word, minus. Okay, something like this. So it is going to give me the desired output. Okay, these are just the basics I am trying to tell you. Okay, and in the coming time, we are going to see a lot of complicated formulas also. Suppose if I want to print 300 divided by 56. So any kind of calculation, you can use programming. It is just like using a calculator. Okay. So all these mathematical calculations we do when we prepare our programs, right? Okay. Now we'll see true and false statements. Okay. What is true and false statement? So that would be the last topic that we are going to cover today. Okay. This is very interesting. So just look into it. Suppose if I write print bracket 2 greater than 3. So what I am telling is, just tell me what is the output of 2 greater than 3. So 2 greater than 3 is a false statement. So it should give me false. Okay. Suppose if I just do like this, 2 is less than 3. So it is true. So it is going to give me true. So these true and false statements are very important. Okay. So suppose if I just do print 2 equals to 3. So see, I'll tell you when you are going to do the detailed course, I'll tell you where to use a single equal to. Except for that, whenever you are actually comparing two integers, just try to listen to me. Whenever you are actually comparing two integers, in those cases you need to actually put double equals to, right? If you put equal to, suppose like this, if you put equal to, let's see what the result comes. It will give you an error, see. But at the same time, if I just put 2 equals to, true, because 2 is equals to 2, so then it is giving me a right answer. Suppose if I put here 3, then it is going to give me false, right? So in Python, you need to understand that when you are comparing integer with integer, when you are comparing integer with integer, then it is the double equals to that you need to use. Okay. In the same way, for not equal to, you need to use this sign, this equals to sign, and this sign, exclamation. So in this case, 2 is not equal to 3. It is true. It is a true statement. So it should give you true. And suppose if I just put it 2, then it is a false statement because 2 is equals to 2. And I'm saying that 2 is not equals to 2. Then it should give you a false answer. Understood? So this is how you can actually do any kind of programming. You can run any kind of code. These are nothing but codes I am running, but these are small codes. Okay, we will have some activity where we are going to have because this is a basic session, so we are taking very basic things. But when you move on, when you go forward, we are going to have big codes in place, and in these big codes we need to know these small details like what is the meaning of equals to, what is the meaning of exclamation mark and equals to. These basics are very, very important. So that is it from my side. Any doubts, anything you want to ask? And about the course, see, the course is actually been made in a fashion that it will be covered for it will go till 7 to 8 weeks. Okay, that is for 2 months. We will be having weekend classes. Okay, so weekend classes, every weekend we will be having a class of 3 hours. Okay, 1.5 hour each day, Saturdays and Sundays. And in 8 weeks we are going to cover the whole entire Python course, including data dictionary and loops also. Okay, so the total the total course is comprised of that. And those who are interested, they can actually just register on the link that we are giving you, and we'll contact you about the fees details and other things. Okay, so those who are really interested to join the course, they can actually go on to the below link and register themselves, and we'll call you and share with you the details regarding the fee structure. And apart from that also, we have many courses that are there, and in the same link you have multiple options of choosing the courses. So if you are interested in any other course also, you can just connect with us. And that is it from my side today. If you have any doubts, you can ask. And Jalas sir, if you want to say something, you can. Hello, Jalas sir, are you there? So I am just unmuting each and every one of you. If you have any doubt, you can unmute yourself and ask it immediately. Okay. And I'll suggest you to just register yourself on the link. And if you are not the part of the group, then please join our group. Okay, I'll just share the Telegram link with you. You can join us there. So this is our Telegram link. Okay, so you can join our group on Telegram as well. And those who have not joined on WhatsApp group, then I'll just share the WhatsApp link also. In case if you are joined, then it is okay. If you are not joined into it, you can just
Hello.
yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Thanks for attending on a Saturday evening. I know it's tough. We have our WhatsApp link. Please do join our group for various sessions. Also, I would like to say that, and I don't know, I did not say it in starting. I have personally worked in 4 different companies, from trading to malls to manufacturing to PSU. The biggest change I have seen in my 1 decade career is IT, which is taking a toll. I am working in a company with $150 billion turnover. And trust me, the most important thing we do there is IT transformation and automation. And if we have a little bit edge, commerce people have little bit edge over programming. We need not be technicians or developers, but if we have little bit edge over IT, trust me, it will go a long way. IT in the next 5 years is gonna hire nothing more than less than 2 million people. And I think this is a chance for commerce guys to enter in the science field. When you go to big 4 companies, you will see a lot of people, engineers and statisticians, doing ENY jobs or BWC jobs, because they get that chance from their mathematical skill. It's time we also tap that market. And trust me, it's gonna be a big thing. On registration, I think Rahul must have shared the link. Please register in whatever subjects you want, and we have a separate group where I add you, and you can attend the demo and decide whether you want to go for the course. Join our link for, of course, various free sessions. And I sincerely hope you like today's session. Any questions, anything you want to know, our credentials are below. I'll just type my number and Rahul will type his. You can just reach out to us for any questions at any point of time, and we will try to answer that.
And one more thing, tomorrow also we are going to have sessions, since we have sessions every weekend. So tomorrow also we are going to have the session on stock market trading. That is on technical analysis.
It's gonna be a great session.
It is going to be a very good session. And we are going to have our SAP demo also, SAP FICO demo also tomorrow. So the timings are for stock market technical analysis. The timing is from 10:30 to 12, and from 1 to 3, 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, our expert of SAP FICO will come and deliver the introduction of SAP. So please do join. And
we'll share the Zoom link and all.
We have already shared the Zoom link on the WhatsApp and
for
other
those who
links.
Added now, we'll share it again, and we
are going to share it again.
We hope you will join one of our courses, and it will be fruitful. With this, we will thank Himay. I don't think he could make it to the session today, for giving us this opportunity, and we can keep more sessions in the future. We also take session basis what you require. So when we do share registration, we are going to separately share a feedback where if you want sessions on some separate topics, we will plan to align that as well.
Sure.
Thanks, Rahul, for this wonderful session.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for your patience listening, and hope to see you soon. And please join us for tomorrow's session also. It is going to be a very good session tomorrow as well. Thank you very much. Bye. Take care.